Welcome back to another episode of Meds powered by R.A. Williams. I'm your host, Janelle. Today we have an extra special guest, our very own, our chairman, Mr. John Bailey. Hi, Mr. Bailey, how are you?
Hi, Janelle. Thank you. Great to be here with you.
We're happy to have you. So it's your first time on set. What do you think?
Well, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but as you said, we have to get out of our comfort zone sometimes. So I'm pressing on.
Yes, so 2024 is a new year. Getting out of your comfort zone means you're growing, right? Alright, so I wanted to paint a picture for me. So tell us how you got acquainted with R.A. Williams. Walk us through the journey. What drew you to the company? What was the aha moment?
Well, it was largely through Danny Williams, and he was sort of mentoring our CEO currently. 2015, he approached me and said, John, I'm working with these young folks and they're really impressive and they have a great business, but they need help and support, both on the mentoring side at the board level and also some capital. So when Danny speaks, I listen. So that's how it started. In 2015, we started to meet every month. Well, Danny and I helped inject capital into the company. We formed the board. Danny became the first official chairman, so to speak. And we met almost every month with Audrey and Joel and some of the other team members. And we continue to meet on a regular basis, So that's really the beginning and how we journeyed up, with Audrey and Joel. And I must say, we have said over and over again how much of a pleasure it has been working with those two young people in particular. So yeah, I consider myself fortunate to be part of the team.
That sounds awesome. So you met every month. At any time did you feel like, every month? Did you ever feel,
Never.
You always felt excited to go?
Yes. It was exciting to go over the business and listen to Audley and Joel and the challenges they faced and the opportunities and spend some time and reflecting on that and also strategically, where the company is going and all of that. And as I said before, it's just been a great journey. I think for me too, personally, and I can speak for Danny, who is not here with us, at this juncture of our professional life, let me say that, it's just a joy to be able to impart and share what we've learned over many years in business with great young people.
Right.
It's really been a pleasure. We spoke about it all the time.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
Alright, so you mentioned that you were on the board first, just as a board member. So now you're the newly appointed chairman. So tell the viewers, what's the transition been like? Like, how is it different from being a board member? Now you're a chairman. What are the responsibilities?
Well, I think the added responsibility really as chairman is more you're playing more of a coordinating role, whereas as a director you're just making input and you're not having to coordinate things, with the CEO, with various directors, making sure the board meetings stay on point and we're all moving in a timely direction,
right.
manner, in a timely direction, So, I think that I learned a lot watching Danny conduct the meetings for so many years. And so I think we all have benefited from his guidance, and I don't plan to change much. I don't see why we need to change something that has worked so well. Of course, I'm going to have my own little flair and focuses and my way, like that, but nothing major.
You had a great example.
Perfect.
So at any point when you heard that you are going to be appointed chairman of the board, did you feel nervous? Were you a little bit hesitant? Did you have any sort of fear to say, this is a big step?
Well, the truth be told, right? Danny had sort of prepared me for it, before his passing. Not because he was passing, but because he felt that the time had come for him to step aside and let a younger person take on. He was 89 and had led, and I said to him, I would be happy to consider that. You know, of course, we have to go through the process, but it wasn't an absolute surprise. You know, so when the time came to discuss that, I wasn't overly surprised. You know, nervous? No, not nervous because it's something you had done for so long. You know, I think the weight though and the responsibility of carrying on and following such a esteemed person, you know.
Right. You felt like big shoes to fill.
Yeah, huge. I know he was special to me, very special to me. You know, he's chairman of my company. He was my father-in-law, a mentor, a friend. So you know, all of those things put together, you know. But I would say he has prepared me and those who have sat with him in various places and roles. You know, he was a very good example, you know, of leadership, humility, and persistence. You know, and I really want to honor that.
That's so awesome.
Continue his legacy. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So, I'm backtracking just a little bit. Has your vision changed for the company in comparison to when you initially just started on the board and then now you're chairman? Has the vision changed?
You know, the truth is, in the early days, we didn't clearly articulate our vision and mission. It's more as we started to grow. You know, we knew we had a very small pharmaceutical distribution business. Danny and I were figuring it out. You know, we're working with pharmacists, young as they may be. So we're kind of figuring it out too, and you know, feeling out the lay of the land. But I don't think though that the core things that I remember us discussing, and one was the attention to the customer and serving our customers all over Jamaica. And Audley and Joel, I believe, did a fantastic job. I think I can speak on behalf of them. We felt they did a fantastic job. And I believe that's one of the reasons of the success and growth of the company, you know, over the years. So we mustn't change that.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've just come out of a strategic retreat over the weekend. And I believe that message came very clear, you know, and not only our external customers, you know. I think any business, the most important thing is our internal customers, the people we work with. And we need to continue to pay attention to that, and even more so now because the company is growing and involving much more people, and you know how that goes, right? Systems and all kinds of things evolve. And so I think the importance of people at every level is critical. And so we're going to continue to focus on that, and of course never take our eyes off our customers.
I love that. That sounds pretty good. You mentioned, you know, having Danny's legacy live on, and that leads me to my next question. How do you plan to let his legacy live on? How do you plan to, you know, what are the future plans for Ari Williams, and how do you plan to still keep his legacy in Ari Williams?
But I think for much of the reasons I just shared with you, but I want to share a new thing with you. So a few of us, all included, and another company that we did a similar sort of work with, we've come together and we said, you know something, the same template that we've used for Ari Williams and other companies under Danny's leadership, we're going to try and find other young companies emerging and do a similar thing. Not right now, but in the near future.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. And I think also from Ari Williams' perspective, I believe I would say, to speak on behalf of the board, to say we need to find something that honors Danny in a real way. So for example, it might be an annual scholarship to a pharmaceutical school or something for an emerging student, whether that student is from JC like Danny and Audley or anywhere. But we need to do something, and we'll get there. It's just that we have a lot going on now as a company. You know, we're moving into a new state-of-the-art warehouse, and we're restructuring. The company is growing fast, so I don't think it's time to focus on that right now. But I'm confident that Ari Williams will find an appropriate way and manner to honor our chairman, our past chairman.
Alright, so before we wrap, I have one last question to ask you. Ari Williams is celebrating 12 years, and that's a huge deal for us because not a lot of companies get the chance to reach this milestone, 12 years. Do you have any tips for anybody who wants to start a company on how they could reach 12 years? And also, what are the plans that you have for Ari Williams in the future, and how do you plan to achieve that?
Oh, that's a lot.
Yes.
But again, as I said before, I think any business needs to understand their customers. Understand your customers, love your customers, be customer focused, and following that, your own people that work with you.
Right.
The most important part of any business is your people, more so than your brand and all of that, because if your people are not representing your brand properly, you really don't have a proper brand. So I think focus on your customers, whether they're external customers or your internal customers, are a great place to start. And if you focus on your customers, you're going to understand the market you're in, because you're listening to them, understanding what they want, and so forth.
Right.
So it's really just to sum it up, be customer focused.
I love that. So the other question was, what are the plans that you have in the future for Ari Williams, and kind of walk us through how you plan to achieve it?
The good thing, Janelle, is that I don't feel that burden. I know I have a responsibility to be part of the team, but I believe, when like-minded people come together with a common vision and mission, together we'll figure it out. I can't tell you exactly what is going to happen and where we're going to pivot to, but we're paying keen attention to all the spaces that are available to us. I don't want to talk about them now because we've just started to talk about them. But again, if we pay attention to the market, what's happening out there in the marketplace, and there's a lot going on,
Right.
and to our customers, I have no doubt that Ari Williams' future is bright.
Right. I love
Very
that.
bright.
I can't wait for us to reach at that point 12 years from now to just bask in the success.
Yeah.
So an additional question, when you hear Ari Williams, what are 3 words that come to mind?
I'm going to let something out confidentially, but you're not going to fully appreciate it. We, over the last weekend, came up with a little slogan, and it is going to be unfolding little by little. And I'll say to you that we are going to be very focused on doing everything the RA way. And I'm going to leave you with one thought, word, that you'll in future understand. Lavish.
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 Lavish sounds lavish.
Well, when you hear it, it's going to really impress you. And that is going to what will drive us going forward.
Alright. Mr. Billy, thank you so much for coming in. It was definitely a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here.
Thank you, Gina. It was a pleasure being here with you.
It really was. Alright guys, there you have it. You heard it from the man himself, our chairman, John Bailey. Until next time, stay lavish and go on hold a meds.